Hello, Rita. You'll never get away from me, Rita. You'll never get away from me.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
You'll never get rid of it. You never get rid of it. You'll never get away from me. You'll never get away from me. You'll never get away from me.
Hello? Oh, Ed, I'm glad it's you. No, nothing's wrong. I had a bad night. No reason. I just hate it when you're gone, that's all. No, Mrs. Aiken's still gone, and so's Freddie, but it's no problem. No, really, I'm fine. Don't even listen to me, okay? Okay, yeah. You just, enjoy the conference, and I'll see you when you get back. Yes, I wish you were here, too. Okay. Yes, son. You take care.
And now, the guiding light.
Carol, will you tell Willie that Ben McFarren is in my office? Thanks. Well, he'll be right out.
Great, thank you.
You know, I'm very proud of myself for having hired you. I'm sure you're going to do very well.
Well, let's hope so.
I suppose this will be a big change from teaching at the university, huh?
Yeah, I imagine it will.
Well, as I told you before, I've been here for quite a while, so if any questions come up or you feel you need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
Okay, great, thank you.
Ah, Willie, this is Ben McFarren.
How do you do? Hi, glad to meet you.
Ben, Mr. Brainerd is in charge of promotion and public relations for Spaulding, both nationally and right here in Springfield.
Come on, Ben. I'll show you your desk. Phil Bergen's anxious to meet you. He's a very good graphics man. He's the fellow you'll be replacing.
Fine.
Anything else, Dan?
Oh, don't forget to stop by personnel and pick up some forms, for health insurance and things like that.
Well,
oh, and good luck.
Thank you.
Come on, I should introduce you to the statistic man, too. You'll be working with him on graphs.
Well, because she's not feeling well. We can't have her coming out when she's not feeling well, do we? I think she's got the flu.
Chrissy! Chrissy, how's my girl? Oh, I thought that you might be coming to school around now, and that's why I came by. I miss you so much. You miss me?
Yeah. Come on, Christina, we've got to go. I think we're a little late.
I just want to talk to her for a minute. Chrissy, you know what? You're getting prettier every day. I have a little picture of you that I carry around in my wallet, and whenever I get feeling a little lonely, I take it out and I look at it. But it's not nearly as nice as seeing you in person. I got something for you, something very, very special. I think you're gonna like it.
What is it?
It's a puppy.
A puppy?
Yes, a puppy. I picked him out. And he's real cute, and he's real pretty and gentle, and I think he's just gonna love you.
Christina.
You know where he is? He is at my house. And if you like, I will bring him over later today after school. Would you like that?
Mr. Thorpe. I'm from the Journal.
Oh, look, I'm with my daughter right now.
Well, I'd just like to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, and I'll be glad to answer them. Not right now, though, all right?
Okay, I understand.
You know what? I picked out a name for the puppy, and I hope you're gonna like it.
What is it?
It is gonna be called, if you like it, Miss You, or Miss You, so that every time you play with him, you remember how much I miss you and how much I love you. Can you give me a hug?
All we want is a drawing of the computer with as much detail as possible. You know, a functional illustration.
You mean like a diagram?
Here. Diane, there's 10 Redskins men. I want them identified.
Well, he just went down to accounting, but he should be back in a minute.
Oh, good. Well, then we might as well wait for him here.
So, you want a diagram?
Well, no, not quite a diagram. This isn't a textbook, but it's got to be clear, it's got to be logical, and it's got to be very direct. Your sketch is kind of impressionistic. It's very good, but it's not really what we're after.
Right, I understand. What about the drawings for the North Plaza and the industrial site? You want the same kind of thing, or do you want something to convey the feel of the place when it's completed?
Well, it certainly should be clear.
Right, I mean, do you want it drawn with the landscaping and people, the trees, play of the light and the shade?
Then the people we're trying to impress are businessmen, not artists. And take a look at Phil's Houston buildings. They're right on the nose. They're simple, they're straightforward stuff. There's no embellishments.
Right, I'll look at it.
Good. Phil and I have worked together a long time, so he knows what we want. He's a pro at this kind of thing. I'm not saying you should copy his stuff, no. We all do things differently, but Phil does have a style that suits our needs. Mr. Spaulding likes his graphics on the Houston stuff very much.
Well, I'll be sure and take a good look at it this afternoon.
Good. I'm glad you're ready to jump in.
It's all a little new.
Ah, sure.
Well, I think things will be better now that Philip's home.
Yeah, well, Elizabeth is certainly happy about it.
Have you been over to see him yet?
No, we don't want to upset him. In fact, Elizabeth hasn't even told him that she's seeing me.
Well, why? Does he still get that upset about you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he gets very upset, and we can't risk him having another attack.
But, Daddy, that's ridiculous. You're wonderful with children.
Yeah, well, he's afraid of me. I could see that in his eyes when he had that attack. Alan has told him all these lies about me, and of course he believes them. And I tried to make friends with him, and he just panicked, and that's when it happened.
Oh, Daddy, what did Alan tell him?
Well, for one thing, he said that I was responsible for their marriage breaking up, and if it weren't for me, that he and Elizabeth would still be happily married.
I just can't understand a man like Alan Spaulding.
It's two of us.
I mean, how can he knows that when you and Elizabeth get married, Philip's going to live with you, and to turn him against you like that? I mean, doesn't he care about his son's happiness?
Yeah, I suppose he probably loves Philip in his own way. But he hates me, and when a man like that hates you, that comes first, and he doesn't care who he hurts.
I don't know. I saw his secretary last night.
Oh? I didn't know you were friendly with her.
No, I'm not. I mean, I don't like her at all, but I keep bumping into her at my apartment building.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You live in the same building.
Yeah. I think she had a few too many, you know? She is usually in control of herself, but last night she said a lot of things about you.
Of course. I'm sure she doesn't like me. She has to be loyal to Alan.
Daddy, I hope I don't have to work too closely with Alan. I mean, I've just finished the decorating for his new offices, but I told Gordon that if it's at all possible, I'd like to avoid seeing him face to face.
Well, don't you think that'll hurt you in your new job?
I don't know. I don't care.
I'm afraid he might make it tough for you just because you're my daughter.
Well, whatever. The farther away I stay from Alan Spaulding, the better.
Thanks for bringing me.
You're doing us a big favor.
Oh, come on. You know I love being with Philip. He's a joy. I've missed him.
I'm not going to be going up. Philip may be up, and he doesn't even know I'm going with Elizabeth tonight. We don't want to upset him.
Well, what she told him?
I don't know. You have to ask her.
Oh, Mike.
She doesn't like lying to him. No, nobody does, but we just don't want to upset him.
I know, I understand.
Maybe after he's home from the hospital a while, we can talk to him.
Well, Alan really has done a good job, hasn't he, of turning him against you? I don't want to defend him at all. But, you know, if he had thought what it would do to Philip, I don't think he would have said those things. I really don't. Yeah, I know it's frustrating to you. I just hope you know that... I just hope you don't blame Philip. He's a child, Mike. I mean, he would naturally listen to what his father says, right?
I don't blame Philip at all.
Well, listen, anytime you and Elizabeth want to be together, you know I'll stay with Philip. I mean, we get along pretty well, and he feels comfortable with me.
I know Elizabeth feels safe when you're around.
Yeah.
I'd tell her I'm waiting here.
Okay.
Well, hi.
Hi. Aren't you going home?
No, not yet.
Well, it seems like everybody else is gone.
I know, but I don't usually go home when the whistle blows, you know. Say, if you're not in too much of a hurry to get home, why don't you stay for a minute? I'd love to hear how your first day went.
All right.
Oh, I just made some tea. Would you like some?
Oh, no, thanks.
Normally, I offer people a drink at this time of day, but I have to work late tonight, so... So, tell me, how did it go?
Okay, I guess.
Do you like Bill Brainerd?
Yeah.
I overheard a little bit of your conversation before. Don't let him bother you.
No. I know it's his job to teach me. Yeah, I'm new at this.
Well, you just remember you're very qualified.
Yeah, what he says is true, though. I'm not used to working to other people's specifications. It's a little different.
Look, I hired you because I feel that you have something special to contribute. Don't let Bill Brainerd knock it out of you.
Okay. Well.
Is that something you're working on?
Yeah, I thought I'd take it home and work on it tonight. Maybe I'll get some ideas.
Oh. Can I see what you've done?
Yeah, sure. It's a view of the North Plaza of the industrial complex. Started working on it this afternoon.
Now, is this for the investor's brochure?
Yeah.
It's very good.
Well, I tried to give the feel of what it'll be like to really be there, not just a view of the layout.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when these buildings go up over here, they'll form a kind of a corridor, and this area right in here will be shaded and will be relatively cool most of the day.
Oh.
And this fountain over here will be reflected in the glass wall of this building over here, and that's really going to change the feel of the whole complex because it's going to seem a lot larger than it actually is.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's fantastic. I mean, we've never had artwork like this before.
Well, that may be a problem. I don't think it's what Mr. Brainerd wants.
How long have you been painting?
Quite a while now. Why?
Well, I was just noticing your hands. I mean, they don't look like an artist's hand.
What do an artist's hands look like?
Well, I don't know. Yours are very muscular, very strong.
Well, painting isn't the only thing I do. I certainly didn't get these calluses from lifting a paintbrush. Well, I guess I better get going.
Well, don't work too hard tonight.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm, right. Good night.
Good night.
You forgot to discard.
Oh, right. Okay, let's see. What can I discard? Right? Oh, great.
Jim.
No. Oh, you always beat me. How do you do that?
Didn't you realize that I needed the 3?
No, I obviously didn't know you needed the 3.
You're dealing it, Jackie.
No, I think we should do something else. Something I can do.
Like what?
Popcorn?
Okay.
Okay, great. Maybe that is.
Maybe Mom forgot something.
Maybe. Justin.
Hi.
Hi. Elizabeth isn't here.
Jackie, I didn't expect to see you here.
Well, she's not here, so I'm keeping Philip for her.
Well, hi, Dr. Mahler.
Hi, Philip. How you doing?
Okay.
How does it feel to be sleeping in your own bed again?
Great.
What have you two been up to?
Oh, nothing. He's just been beating me at gin rummy.
Well, that's not very hard.
Well, that's right. Encourage him.
Where's Elizabeth?
She's with a neighbor.
Hey, Dr. Mahler, are you going to read some more of the Three Musketeers? He acts out all the parts.
Oh.
Yeah, sure. I'll tell you what, I want to talk to Jackie first. Why don't you find the book, find our place, and I'll meet you in your room in a few minutes.
And take it easy. Go slow. Elizabeth's with Mike.
Oh, I figured.
They don't want to tell him. They're afraid it might upset him.
Well, they're right to be careful.
He's all right, though.
Yes, but he has to be kept from any sort of stress.
Always?
Jackie, I really don't know. I mean, his heart could get stronger, but I've seen so few cases like this, it's hard to predict. How are you?
Okay.
You made any decisions about those tests? The amniocentesis?
I'm so afraid.
Jackie, I told you, if it's a girl, there's no problem.
I know, but what if it's a boy?
As I told you, if it's a boy, then, well, there's a 50-50 chance he'll have the same condition that Philip has. It's better to find out now. The sooner the better.
It won't make any difference?
So you have said.
Oh, if you think it's best.
I do.
Okay, I'll tell Alan.
Good. Now, for our purposes, it's best to have the test after about the 14th or 15th week.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is it?
Now, honey, this is for you. I guess you better look inside.
It's my puppy! It's my puppy!
Who's it from?
The puppy is for Christina. His name is Miss You. Love, Roger.
Oh, Holly.
Now, honey,
Oh, he's so little.
isn't he cute? Honey, why don't you go get some newspapers, and then we'll spread them out on the floor, okay? You go in Grandma's den and get them. I'll hold them for you.
Go get them.
Okay. Yeah. He said he had something special for her this morning.
Why doesn't he leave her alone?
Because she is his way of getting at me. What, should I tell him not to keep him?
darling. You can't do that. Of course not.
You should have seen him this morning at the schoolyard. The fond father. And, of course, there just happened to be a photographer there to catch the whole thing.
I don't know why he does that. He's never really cared for Christina anyway.
Well, it's for the sake of his image. I mean, people aren't going to think that a man who loves a little girl so much could commit rape.
Holly, there are a great many people who know what kind of a man Roger really is.
Yeah. I've just got to keep him away from her. He's so scared now. I think he'd do anything to save himself.
Look, I've done everything that I can think of, and if this may not be enough, I may lose this case.
I thought you were very optimistic.
Obviously, you haven't talked to my lawyer lately.
Is Ross really worried?
Oh, you're damned right he's worried. This case goes to trial, anything could happen. So we have done everything we can think of to keep it from going to trial, and I mean everything. My last attempt was to talk to Holly and get her to listen to reason and consider dropping the case, but she won't budge. It's like talking to a brown wall. She is going to go ahead with this, Dad, and if she continues to press charges, I'm going to be ruined.
I know she's going to testify, Roger. I saw her.
When?
The other day. I dropped by to see how she was.
I could have saved you the trouble. She's fine. She's doing just dandy.
Now, look, Roger, I don't think that's exactly accurate. I mean, this whole thing's putting her through hell. And she knows what to expect from you and Ross in the courtroom, believe me.
Okay, let's face it, Dan. She's got a lot of influential people on her side. She's got the district attorney. She's got the entire Bauer family. She's got Barbara, who has always hated me, not to mention half the women around the country who are treating this as some sort of holy crusade. Now, who have I got on my side? I've got my lawyer. Oh, and of all people, I've got Alan Spaulding.
That's kind of surprising, isn't it? I mean, considering all the publicity this has caused?
I was shocked. I expected him to fire me. I mean, you could expect no more. Instead, what does he do? He turns around and offers me a promotion to senior vice president. Man is standing behind me. Want a drink?
No, thanks.
Dad, I wish I felt that I had your support in all this, but somehow I don't feel that I do.
Look, Roger, if you need money for Ross's defense, I'll be glad to give it to you.
I don't need money. It's the last thing in the world I need from you is money. I need your support. Dad, you said that you were behind me, Dad, and you've done nothing to show it.
Well, what do you want me to do?
I want you to say publicly that I'm innocent. I want you to make some sort of statement to the newspapers.
Roger, what good's that going to do? I mean, I'm your father. They'll know I'll be prejudiced in your favor.
Well, that's just the point. You are my father. Everybody knows it. And you're very articulate by your silence and not saying anything, nothing to defend me. Don't you think the newspapers and everybody picks up on that? Oh, boy. I mean, I have told you that I'm innocent. I swore it to you. You told me that you believed me. You've been talking to other people about this, like Holly? I see.
Roger, I don't think another drink's going to do that much good.
Okay. Bottom line. How do we stand here, Dad? Is it... And you just given up on me? Have I just gotten into trouble one too many times?
Roger, I wish I could tell you how much I care for you. And how much I hate the fact that all this has happened.
Dad, how's it going to help me if I go to prison? How's that going to help Chrissy or Holly or anybody? I couldn't take it, Dad. It would kill me. Please don't turn away from me now. I need you desperately.
Rita.
Hi, Peter.
It's late. Tonight, I can't just tear yourself away, huh?
No, I'm working tonight.
I thought you'd given up working nights.
Well, it's still gone, and Freddie's staying with a friend, and even the housekeeper's gone for that matter, so.
So you're all alone in that great big house?
Yes, so I volunteered to work the night shift.
I see. Had your dinner yet?
I just got back from the cafeteria.
Heard from Ed?
Yes, this morning. Says the conference is going well.
Good. When's he coming back?
Soon, I hope. Well, I think Sunday.
I saw Holly last night.
How is she?
Well, I don't know. I think she's having a pretty bad time of it.
Publicity?
Well, that's part of it, but yeah, there's something there that I've seen in other rape victims.
What do you mean?
It's kind of a lowered self-image that she has. And she has trouble with nightmares, reliving everything that's happened. And I think she's afraid to be alone. She's afraid Roger's gonna show up unexpectedly.
She'll get over that, won't she?
Well, I don't know. She may need some counseling. It's a pretty ugly crime, you know. Leaves scars. Invisible, but they're there. And I think that it seems to be hard for her to get on with her life, you know, to see old friends. I think she feels like she's changed somehow.
She's definitely going to testify.
Yeah, I know. I thought for a while that she wouldn't. I was afraid Roger was going to get away with it, but I'm sure he never even thought she'd report it.
No, I suppose not.
Well, I really admire her, you know. She's quite a gal.
Yes.
Hillary. God, I'm glad to see you.
I don't live here anymore. I just came by to get some of my things.
Why'd you move out?
I wanted to.
You working? We miss you at Spalding. I'm still there. Oh, I don't know if you heard or maybe you read about it in the papers, but I got a big promotion. Evidently you don't read the financial pages, but I am now a senior vice president.
Well, you must be very proud of yourself.
I appreciated Alan's vote of confidence. It came at a good time. It's been rough, you know.
You're amazing. I think you really expect me to feel sorry for you.
If you won't think me too out of line, I'd like to suggest maybe you could just come next door just for a minute. I have some things I'd like to try to explain to you.
You don't have to explain anything to me. I really don't want you to.
Please, Hillary, I really need to talk to you.
Well, whatever you have to say, you can say right here.
All right. I know what you must think reading the papers, but I just want you to know that I am innocent.
Holly made the whole thing up, is that it?
I don't know why she's doing what she's doing. I don't know why she's saying these things, but it's not true. I just don't know Holly. She's got a lot of problems, but I would never hurt her.
Are you saying that she's lying, or are you saying that she's crazy?
Are you saying that you believe her?
I feel sorry for her. And for Christina. Are you the one that let the papers know that you're Christina's father?
I don't know how they found out about that.
And I suppose you were all heartbroken when you read it, huh? Because I know that you love Christina so much and you would never want to see her hurt.
I think that Holly's the one who's hurting Christina.
I've thought a lot about this, Roger. A lot. I think that part of this was my fault. Because if I would have gone to Holly and I would have told her what was going on with us, she would have never married you and this whole thing would never have happened.
Hillary, I have never forced a woman against her will. Frankly, I've never had the need to.
You know so much about sex and so little about love. Nothing about love. Women aren't people to you, Roger. They're just conquests.
That ought to do it.
Seems like forever since I've been here.
Has been. Hope said to say hello before she left.
We should all get together soon.
Sometime.
We've had such little time together. I've thought about you so much.
I love you. I don't want to lose each other. I love you so much, I just can't tell you how much.
Everything seems so right when we're together. I wish I could forget everything else.
We'll find a way, we've got to.
I thought I was free of Alan. Even now he finds a way to reach out and hurt. Oh, Mike, how am I going to get through to Philip? You've never done him any harm. You've been so good to him.
It's just going to take time.
You've been so much better to him than Alan's ever been. But Alan's filled his head with so many lies. He hates you. And I just don't know what to do.
There's nothing you can do. You just have to wait until Philip gets stronger, and then maybe you can talk to him.
I wish he were older. That I could make him understand what Alan's done.
Well, I think the last thing we should do is to talk to him about Alan right now.
I know. I know. He loves him. And Alan's always been so cold, so demanding. He could be so much happier with us. I just know he could.
Just have to give him time.
I know. I hate lying to him. But I have to. Because I must see him.
Rose, let me just dump these in there. Thank you. Good night.
get something?
Working late?
I'm just finishing up.
Just finishing up. That's what I'm doing. Finishing up. I have a feeling that's why Alan's so rich. He has a knack of hiring people who like to finish up, you know. Work late. Can I buy a drink?
I'm on my way home.
Well, we don't have to go to a bar. We can break out some of Alan's special stuff. I'm sure you know where it is.
Roger, I don't want a drink.
Do you mean by that you don't want to drink Alan's liquor with anyone except Alan? Is that what you mean?
Look, Roger, I'm in a hurry.
Are you afraid of me? I know it's late and there's practically no one left in the building, except the odd cleaning lady or two. In fact, I just saw one heading down the hall. I mention this because you're looking at me as if I'm some kind of criminal or something. Could it be that you believe the charges leveled against me by my beloved wife? No comment? Well, our glorious leader seems to feel otherwise. He's given me quite a vote of confidence, wouldn't you say?
Yes, well, if you're talking about your promotion...
That's it. I'm talking about my promotion.
Yes, I think it's very decent of Alan to stand by you, given the mess you're in.
Alan's a real dreamboat. We all know that.
Most men in his position would have fired you. You could be a little more grateful.
Grateful to Alan.
Yes, grateful to Alan. You know, I always thought that you were a real second-rater. But nothing proves it more than your ingratitude. I mean, no one in the whole town wants to have anything to do with you, and a man in Alan's position stands by you, and you stand there making slighting remarks.
Alan's position is not exactly what you seem to think it to be.
He doesn't have a prison term hanging over him.
But he could, baby. He sure could.
You are drunker than I thought.
I'm not drunk. I just know something that you don't know. Maybe something that you don't want to know.
How dare you insult him that way? He is 10 times the man you are.
He's a criminal! It's just that he hasn't been caught yet.
You're going to lose your job for that.
Diane, I want you to do something for me. I want you to tell him what I just said, because he'll be very surprised at the results, because he is not about to fire me. Because, you see, Alan has this, slight legal problem. You see, he was not misled by Blackbird in relation to the Spanish witness, the late, great Ramon del Villar.
What are you talking about?
All those passionate days and nights between del Villar and Elizabeth, there weren't any.
Well, maybe you're not familiar with del Villar's affidavit. It says otherwise.
You must be talking about the second affidavit, the one that Alan paid for. I am talking about the first affidavit, the one that Villar made before he was bribed, which said nothing happened between him and Elizabeth.
Alan would never stoop to bribery.
Not in person, perhaps. He's much too clever a man for that, but it was his money.
I don't believe you.
That's because you haven't seen the first affidavit. I have. The first affidavit, incidentally, was incinerated before its time by Alan and Dean, quite understandably, I might add.
That's a lie.
No, honey, it ain't a lie. It's the truth. Cross my heart. You see, I made a copy of the first affidavit, and I still have it. And Alan knows I have it, which adds immeasurably to his respect for me, because he knows that at any time at all, I could go to the police and have him indicted. Indicted. Quite a blot on his reputation, wouldn't you say? Now, there are some people who might surmise from this discussion that I was blackmailing Alan. I prefer to see it as a deal. Just a deal between Alan and myself.
Alan would never make a deal with you.
Hundreds.